Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everybody. This is ElanPaul with the 2025 Voyagers playthrough. And yeah, we're just cooking right along here. We are about to go through the portal. So, and I know you've been waiting a whole week for this episode, so thank you for your patience. Here we go. We're going to pick up right where we left off. On through the portal. What will happen on the other side? Looks like we're nowhere. It also doesn't look like our ship followed us through, but take a moment, grab glitching separators.
Warning. Hostile system.
Good deal. We're going to scan the anomalous creatures.
Units received.
Any more question marks anywhere? There's one over there. Let's see if we can get there. Because it's going to try to take us away from here. Got it. All right. Atlas protocol initiated. Real quick. Discovery. Oh, it won't even give me the discovery. Ha ha ha. We're on an unknown system. All right, maybe we'll find it later. Hold on. Here we go. And here we are. Again, no ship. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the Atlas. These will teach you words. The others on the outside will usually teach you words, but in the first space station, first station you go to, only these two. There we go. It's the only two words you're going to get. After that, I suggest every Atlas station you go into, run around the outside, pick up these little orbs, and they'll teach you a word every now and then. Every few of them will give you some more words. And the more you learn, better off you are. I've never told you that before. These two will also give you some warp cells. Partake of them. They are useful. You know this. And finally, the Atlas interface. The text blinks before me. It awaits input. I'm just going to say hello. Hello? Hello, world. An audio recording plays, echoing out across the vast interface. We were once travelers. We once aspired to more than dirt and dust. The audio clicks. Time passes. Show me a world, Atlas. Show me something no one has ever seen before. The voice ends. The interface grows still and silent. It awaits a command. Perform a diagnostic, or should we wipe the system? What do you think? I usually do perform diagnostic. I've never done the wipe system thing. I'm going to try the wipe system thing. I'm curious as to what will happen. Sorry if it does anything detrimental. We'll see what happens. Warning. System wipe will result in universal death. Yes or no? We're going to do yes. Or maybe we should do no. Crap. Now I don't know. I don't think we should. I know I should continue on, but I'm gonna say no. The interface is still and silent. It waits a command. So we're gonna do the diagnostic. It has been, holy crap, 1,946,218,921,221 years since the last diagnostic. 64% of worlds operating within expected parameters. Dude, you have a 36% failure rate. That's horrible. 2,611,384 actionable observations awaiting analysis. Subroutine, sentinel. Status, error, null value. Remember that. Subroutine, glass. Status operational, 4,182 breach attempts from the realm of glass. Keep that in mind. Subroutine traveler, status operational, 458 critical error warnings. Exomind structural integrity compromised. Immediate repairs required. Initiate personality interface. Yeah, let's do that. Traveler. Reality fades, everything does. My body, my voice, my soul, all of it speaks to me. The Atlas stands before me in all its might. I want to ask about Artemis. I want to find them, but something is happening to me. I need to get out of here. I need to rejoice. We're going to go with joy on this one. I usually scream or submit. I've never done the joy thing. Let's joy. I try to rejoice, but I have no body, no spirit. What is happening? Great sound effects, right? I know, I just broke it. Where are we? Pulimont. First contact. Pulimont 17. My starship is all the way over there. What kind of planet is this? Nothing found. If you say so, I think there's a lot of something found around here. 86 degrees. Sterile weather. Okay. I can go with this. 2 of 7. 2 of 7. That means I've been here before? No, I haven't. That's interesting. Let's head towards our ship. Looks like a pretty decent planet. Not exactly what I'm looking for. I guess it might get cold at night, but what has it got? It's got copper, pyrite, silver. Salvageable scrap, though. That's pretty cool. Okay, we got 3 flying creatures. Is there anything else? Anything ground-based? No? Underground, maybe? Let me check. 1 ground, another 1 flying, 2 underground, and 1 extinct. What do you know? Shall we? Okay, we got him. One of the undergrounds, anyway. The second one is always harder to find. Alright, start heading towards our ship, figure out what's going on. This is crazy, isn't it? There is 1 ground-based animal here someplace. You know what I didn't check? I didn't check to see if they were nocturnal or something. We got also 1 more flyer out there someplace. Okay. Oh, that's a nice little creature. Rare ground. Okay, so he's rare. Underground always active, rare, and flying uncommon. Diurnal only during the day. And it is still daytime, and I still don't see them. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon, right? Alright, let's head towards the ship. Let's see what we can get done here. Right, we're not worrying about it. Oh. That's the flyer, I think. It grows teeth? That's weird. Yep. We got a ground and an underground. That was the last flyer. Alright. They were diurnal, not nocturnal, but whatever. Take a look around, see if we see any ground-based creatures, any red dots anywhere. I don't see any. Okay. Broken machinery? Sure. Do that all the time. I exit and then I just go right back in and grab whatever. Let's grab the buried technology. Okay. Ground-based creatures, anybody? Underground? There should be an oxygen hatch here, I thought. Is that it? Yes, it is. Okay, there it is. It's masked. Alright, so guess what we should do here? Scenario, iteration 2311-8766-1, T deleted. Boundary separation failure likely. Vessel 16 empty, cause sentinel intervention, deliberate transfer. Analysis, fresh iteration generated, anomaly containment prepared. Broadcast. Received. Detected. Compliant. Okay, so that's the same thing that happened to us when we first arrived. Difference is we still have our memories. Correct. So think about that. That's the difference. We know who we are, where we've been, and it's very odd that we're here, but yet we still have our mind. Okay, so we are at our ship. Let's see what happens. I escaped to my ship, glad of something familiar in this strange world. Where has the portal taken me? I was caught in the gravity of that infernal machine, not strong enough to resist. It identified itself as Atlas, the entity so many worship and fear. I saw no sign of Artemis, no trace of the Sentinels. Why did I even step through that gateway? Why did I follow this path? Rescue Artemis? To kill the Sentinels? Definitely not that. Yeah, you're kind of after Artemis. That's the whole purpose behind this. So let's say to rescue Artemis. Is that true? Or is it just a lie I tell myself? The kind of thought a noble person might have. Artemis was in need of assistance, but did I really risk my life just for them? There is something more, some other yearning. As I stare at the console, an opportunity presents itself once more. There is an inbound transmission emerging from a location on this very planet. Really? Oh, wait, there's the transmission. You are not alone. The signal appears to be coming from this very system, using the same words that led me to Artemis so long ago. Could it be that? Did Artemis meet the Atlas, as I have? Wait a minute. Signal echo traced. And we're going over there. So like I said, it's a decent planet. Oh man, it's really close by. It's a decent planet, so, you know, if you wanted to create a base here, you could. I like our Paradise planet better, to be honest. Okay, hold on. Is this a ship that we're finding, or that? That's a tower, so that's not it. There's another building just beyond this, so maybe that's what we're looking for. Yep, this is it, I think. So, well, no, it's climbing again. That's a tower. $272, $266, $46.37. We're really close by. But I don't see anything. Alright, let me jump out of the ship itself. Hello. What's that all about? Is that it right below us? $244. 43, 45. This way? $50, 147. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Trying to land, in case you're wondering. There it goes. I think we found it. Artemis. I approach the source of the signal. A hologram appears. It is Artemis. But there is only silence. The slow pulse of cosmic noise in the signal. Ask if they're alright. If Artemis can hear me, they make no sign. The hologram just stares. It's strange, but I feel a sense of deja vu, as if I've been here before, right at this very moment. Ask where they are. As I move closer, the Artemis projection begins to speak, their words punctuated by a strange static. They came, watched closely, machines, murderers, against the voice falls silent. The projection looks at me. Something is very wrong. Scan the hologram. I scan the hologram. It bears the exact same signature as every other transmission I have received from Artemis. There is no ulterior source for the signal. Everything they have said appears to have come from right in front of me. As I stand here, Artemis begins to speak. Where are cold them, but still beloved? Anomaly, they, nada, polo, watching us, tracking. Mistake, abandoned, but it wasn't. Through the portal, please, don't trust. I'm afraid. Aren't. Comfort. The projection fizzles away to mere static. The echo is all that is left of the entity known as Artemis, a grave of glitched data trapped in a sunless reality. My friend is dead. Perhaps they were never alive. I must tell Apollo what I have seen. And there you go. So that was the fate of Artemis, ladies and gentlemen. Artemis isn't really alive. She was dead the whole time. So we got to tell Apollo what happened. So the Holo Terminus, that's funny that you should say that. There should be one right over here. Yeah, that's just an approximate location. We're going to go to the one that we just saw. Where's the one that we saw? Should be like literally right here. Ah, there it is. I just saw it. Come on. Hate when it's sticky like that. Alrighty. And this should be it. Yeah. As you can see. Sentinel. Alright, our jetpack should allow us to get all the way up to the top without having to climb the ladders this time. We are. Warning. Network compromised. Warning. Manual override required. There are no signal matches for Artemis or Apollo. The terminal is a stream of warnings and errors. From manual override. The warning messages cease. Some new frequency shimmers into being. Break, break, break. Data stream overwritten. No. You are not alone. Tell me, what's the point in living if we know that life will finish? Ask who they are. You refuse to answer? That's answer enough, I suppose. I know you, traveler. I know where you've been. I know where you're going. What if I told you that Artemis could be saved? What if I told you that Artemis could live once more, after a fashion? What would you do then? Demand to know who they are. I am nothing. That's what no means, guys. The blood of Artemis is data. The heart, its glitch. I can help you retrieve them both. We require a mind arc, a receptacle for their soul. Can you do that for me? I am reactivating Artemis frequency. Speak with them when you are ready. A stranger offers me blueprints for something they call the mind arc, a device they claim will allow me to restore Artemis to life. I accept not knowing who the stranger is or how they possess such knowledge of my adventures, but if there is a chance that I can help Artemis, I'll take it. Okay, we've got mind arc and a soul engine. And there is Artemis. Are you? Artemis repeats these two words endlessly, unable to see my face or hear my voice. I must craft the mind arc before I can help them further. Okay, anybody else want to join us? No? Alright. Nobody else seems to want to join us. So, construct the mind arc. We gotta get a living pearl. Water planet detected in the local system, so let's check that out. Okay. Oh, and it wants us to report to Nada. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Alright, going into the anomaly. At least we're going to get a little more Quicksilver out of this. Alright. Parking. Yeah. Play games. There we go. Well, Nada, that's what you have to say. Traveler entity, Nada has watched your signal. Nada has seen the other entity. The other entity is old. Older than Nada. Older than our home. Nada feels them watching. So we're going to ask about Null. Nada asked the other entity, are they first, are they last? Missing entity chose not to answer. They have ignored us. Apollo entity ignores us too, ignores the travelers. Such is their pattern. It is valid. Nada understands. Nada, I should say. Can we ask him about other stuff? Nada's retreated into themselves, their lights pulsing but saying nothing. They have nothing more to add. Should have asked about Apollo. Alright. Olo? Nada says you have met missing friend. Missing friend did not like me. So ask about Null. They are not like me or Nada. Pardon me. They are not like me or like Nada. They have freedom, like all of you traveler friends. But they have not. They do not share the sights they see. They hoard them. They are jealous. Polo does not approve. Okay. He's right. Polo does not approve. Craziness. Alright, so we've got a little bit of more nanites, but you know what? I was just thinking we probably want a couple extra. Yep, I'm not worried about reading all this. Not bad. An extra 550 nanites. That's pretty cool. I'm going to not worry about him. Alrighty. So we have to harvest a living pearl from a water planet. I don't know if we ended up grabbing any when we were out there, but good thing we have our underwater protection, don't we? Alright, so let's check the system we're in. That looks like it could have it. That looks like it's water. And that looks like the planet right there. Let's scan it. Glacial planet. Okay, well we do need more dioxide, so I was going to do that. That doesn't even have any water. The planets here. Caustic. That could have water anyway. It's like another planet down here. I don't think that has anything we're looking for. Low atmo. Yeah, there won't be any water on that planet. Alright, so let's check the one out over here. Yeah, look at that. Looks like whatever just cleared up. See, plenty of water. And I want to pick up a little extra dioxide while I'm over there shopping. I don't know if this episode's going to be as long as the last one, but we'll see. We're getting towards not quite the end. Glacial planet, huh? Kind of a nice, pretty blue. Righty. Down we go. So, again, we need dioxide, so I'm going to go close to the shore. Actually, you know, there are resources underwater, too. Alright, so let's just go over here. A little out further. Go a little out further. So we skim the water surface. That looks like a nice little island. And is that dioxide? Wouldn't that be something? Ah, magnetized ferret. That would have been awesome if it was. Let's see. Copper. Dioxide at 541. Copper. That's way far out there. 306. That's closer. Got crystal sulfides here. We got to pick up as much as we can while we're here. All right, let's go down there. Any creatures on the planet? 14? Yeah, that's going to take a while. All right, off we go. We also need clams, so living pearls. Submerged relics are worth some money, so there's some living pearls there. See you later. Protection. Oh, the cold protection has run out. That's what it is. Gather up as much of this as I can, because I usually go through this pretty good. I like to keep about 500 on me at all times. More is always better, but you know, get what you can. Yeah, I just got some salt out of there too, go figure, huh? Good deposit of it though, this is good. Really? Need to do that too, which I use my dioxide for, there you go. Doesn't take much dioxide to recharge them too, that's the best part. We had almost 500 to begin with. So that's good. Nice. Feel better about this already. Beautiful. Got just about that whole deposit. Nice. How much we got? 500, exactly. Alright, so let's grab our fishies. That's a plant. That's a plant. That is also a plant. There we go. No. Seriously? Hold on. It is a crab with a helmet. I love it. I love it. Can we make food? Creature pellets. Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. We'll get him in a minute. Alright, where's our clam at? There's a clam right in front of us. You don't have to shoot the clams anymore. You just get close enough and pick a pearl. And if you can, grab a few extra because you never know when you might need them. Same thing with these, with the crystal sulfides. If you find some on the surface, grab them. Cytophosphate you need. There's a little oxygen for that. Just don't hang around these things, because they like to blow up. Seahorses. They got seahorses here too. That's nice. Those are way underground. There's one that's on the surface. What's that? Humming sack. Find over here. Cytophosphate. You know, let me grab some of that too. You know what? We'll grab the salt, some chlorine. You can always use all of this. Let's look at it that way, okay, guys? There's another one. How much cytophosphate did we get? 200? That's not bad. Could always use more. Again, I like to have about 900 of everything if we can. Swim away, swim away. Do. Good deal. Alright, I think I got enough now. I feel better about it. Let's see. My ship is that way. What do we have in between? That's the shell we just got. We may dig down. So if you do dig down, be careful that you don't dig straight at what you're looking at, because you could destroy them. There's an underground cavern here, as you can see. So just swim to the underground cavern and then go in. And see? There we go, see? Alright. And then just blast your way back out. Straight up to the top. So I got a few extra pearls out of this. Some extra crystal sulfides. There's another one. Because if you're just going to get one, then there's really no use in going here. But if you have the opportunity to get some more, pick up some extras, just do it.
Ground protection falling.
There we go. Always a great thing. Because I have found that sometimes you have certain upgrades and stuff like that you put in your ship, or you put in, and you need these. And if you don't get them, you gotta go shopping for them anyway. And you're not going to buy them anywhere. So you might as well just get them when you can. Alright, let's grab one of these submerged relics if it's at ground level. Where's it worth quite a bit? Another one right here. There you go. Very nice. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, let's recharge.
Technology recharge.
Charge you back up.
Technology recharge.
Life support, we're going to use some of that wonderful
Recharge.
stuff. There's our underwater. Really? That's interesting. I'll use one of the life support shells this time. What do you want me to make? Why am I making a metal plate? Must have something in my log that it wants me to work on. Nope. Oh, we got to craft a soul engine. Duh, okay. So to craft a soul engine, as you can see, you need a living pearl, which we got, cadmium, which we happen to have as well, go figure, and 3 metal plates. So we're going to build these, and if I go like that, I can build 3 all at once. There you go. And now we can do the soul engine. Next thing we need to do is we need to build the mind arc. Mind arc is going to require 3 glass. Do we happen to have a refiner on me? I do not. Huh. Okay, this goes to my ship, by the way. Alright, that's interesting, and I don't have a personal one. I probably should buy one of those.
Technology recharge.
Right, glass. I need silicate. There you go. I need 3. We'll let that go. And then we can build the mind arc. Will it let me pick it up? Nope, won't let me pick it up. So I have to go in and I actually have to take the stuff out. There we go. Interesting. Alright, so now we can do the mind arc. We got everything we need for that. Done. We're ready. Okay, off we go. Back there. Not sure why. Any hollow terminus should do, but that's okay. Okay, so I think we progressed pretty good in this particular storyline. I'm not sure how much further. I know we're getting towards the last half of the storyline now. Now that we've discovered that Artemis is gone, we really need to actually go a little further with this and get into getting more glyphs and going through the portal on our own. Oh, you know, while we're here, a couple things I always forget to do. Getting navigation data is kind of important. Until I find a field of those things, I might as well do it while I'm here. Oops, that was weird. You always need that. Okay, there we go. To salvage data. Cheapskate. There we go. Hi. Alright. A little chilly on the planet this time of night. Hollow terminus activated, multiple signal sources. Tower hosts a powerful transmitter. We already know that. Tune into Artemis. I don't know why, but I feel it necessary to stand on the terminal there. Around plate. I don't have to. Psst. Use the mind arc. Activate the mind arc. I do not know what I expect. Some show of light and fury, some catharsis where Artemis emerges in the flesh, restored to life before my eyes. But it is not to be. One moment I see the hologram, and the next, there is nothing. The stranger who gave me these blueprints beckons me over. Their signal still active. Yep, there you are, watching the whole thing, jerk. Travelers are a dream, an idea that we have some special place in this universe. Artemis had it. You had it. Apollo too, though they would conceal it. Even I had this dream long ago. We are countless, my friend, walking these worlds, yearning for friendship. No one wants to be alone. Not truly. But the closer you get to others, the more you risk hurting yourself, hurting them. The deepest secret of the universe is not that of the glass, or the aerons, or the progenitors. It is that final act, the decision to abandon those who need you. It is the primal sin, the foundation of existence itself. Go to the stars, traveler. Your friends wait for you. They will help you bring peace to poor Artemis. Return when you are finished. We have much to discuss. So in case you haven't figured it out yet, Null is the first traveler, the very first, ever, and he is the one that we hear stories about. So, what are we going to do? Let's see what happens. Need to go to the anomaly and bring the mind arc to that, to Nada. So this is going to be a little bit of a different visit. We have a decision to make. And I think I've already made up my mind of what I'm going to do here. I love the music. This music reminds me of so many 80s sci-fi fantasy movies. Gotta love it. Friend entity, Polo observed your signal approach, but it was anomalous. The signature was from the wrong time. Are you well? Not incomplete? Not fading? Nada's visor light flares, burning with concern and distress. Reassure them. I tell Nada that I am well. My condition has not changed since I emerged from the portal. Nada relaxes, but a question still hangs in the air. I tell them about Artemis, about Null, and about the Mind Arc. The vessel glows brightly as I reveal it. It is Echo. I never thought to see a traveler's soul. You are so beautiful. But friend entity, this Artemis Echo is in pain. Disconnected. This arc is no rescue. Ask why. Artemis Echo will never have body again, will never explore again, old life gone, but we can help them. Nada has a machine. No, not machine. It is something living, a refuge. There is a choice. You may upload Artemis Echo to machine, to sub-simulation where they may live on, or help Artemis Echo end suffering. Ask about the simulation. I ask what life would be like inside the simulation. Nada pauses for a moment, staring at me strangely. Nada tells me Artemis would still feel joy at the things they experienced, but if they should learn of their fate, that they were alone, no longer real, unable to meet their friends, such knowledge may cause them great pain. You must choose. Upload them to machine, to sub-simulation where they may live on, or help Artemis Echo end suffering. Ask if there's another way. Nada shakes their head strangely, trying to adopt my own mannerisms. The gesture's appreciated, if disconcerting. And he just echoes the same thing again. Alright, so we've decided. Go and speak with Polo, Traveler. They will help you calibrate the machines, no matter what your decision. Whatever you do, I'm proud of your compassion. You are a traveler friend. Nada told me what you need to do. Just know, friend, that we support you, no matter the choice. I will prepare the machine. It is not a friend's private refuge. Please treat it with care. Okay, guys. Off we go. Terminal Prime. The machine is ancient and powerful, a relic of a world long since destroyed. The craft is extraordinary. It is clearly tended to often, and with great love. I feel a whisper, Nada's faint hum over the speaker, as they commune with the machine. The words on the panel unscramble themselves. Nada entity authorization detected. Secondary simulation 5. Right enabled. This relic is a simulation of a solar system, a prayer offered by ancient Korvax to the Atlas, now reshaped at the heart of the anomaly. A single false solar system so dear to Nada, it will act as a home for Artemis should I wish it. Well, my friends, I've made the decision of what I'm going to do here. I choose number 2. I'm going to allow Artemis to die. Uploading this echo into the system, I feel, is more torture than anything else. It's just an echo of a program, and I don't see any reason to do so. So I'm choosing number 2. Even as I process my decision, Nada's hum takes on a quiet new intensity. I speak, and their voice replies, intelligible now. They talk gently and suggest I place the arc upon the terminal. I do so, and hear a whisper. A prayer? The arc begins to unfold, twisting from its center, releasing the traveler's soul within. I witness a spark of blue light blaze within the air before me. It fades after a moment, and with it, the last remnant of Artemis within this world. I hear Nada's voice over the speaker, intelligible now and reassuring. They tell me that it is done. Artemis is at peace now. They suggest I do not dwell on these moments. They tell me that I did the right thing. And that's how I feel about it. I feel that it's a perpetuity of a false life. It's just not worth it. I have done it before. I've actually put the entity in there and done it before in previous saves, but I've never felt comfortable with it. So. Artemis Echo has been disconnected, freed from a cruel life. You have done well, traveler. Your guilt is a sacrifice for the one you called friend. Go on without regrets. You did what you had to do, friend. Traveler Artemis is free of pain now. Few can say the same. And that's how the entity known as Artemis no longer exists. Off we go. Let's continue on with our mission. Kind of a melancholy feel to it, but it's part of it. And here we are. Okay. Should be getting it. There it is. Are you receiving? The hollow terminus is showing available again. Your signal was thought you were gone. It is a relief to hear Apollo again. I feel like we have not spoken in a long time. Explain. I try to recount the experience to Apollo as best I can. The gateway, the strange planet, a vast machine, the crimson orb. As I talk, I realize the moments themselves are unstable, and I cannot form them in my mind. It is just a dull, aching red. I tell Apollo that I think I saw the Atlas itself. You saw it? You met the Atlas? The Gek, the Korvax, they worship it as a god. I never thought it was real. Never thought... Are you alright? I can't imagine what you've gone through. Say it was not a god. I tell Apollo of the things the Atlas said, how it spoke of travelers and sentinels as if we were protocols, not living things. The way it views us, the way it looked at me, I felt as if life and death were just fragile dreams, not real concepts at all. At least it didn't harm you. And I think there's something in what you've just said. The Korvax pay homage to the Sentinels precisely because they believe them to be the servants of this Atlas. We should investigate further. This machine will lead us to the Sentinel nest. We'll be rich before we know it. See, there are more important things. I suggest we have bigger things to worry about. The Atlas felt hostile, inexplicable in its motives and purpose, not to mention all that has happened since. I tell Apollo of Artemis' grave and my encounter with the mysterious traveler, Null. I suggest there is more going on here than an opportunity to earn units. Artemis is dead. I don't... How? Who would... I know I made fun of them, but that was easy. They cared, they believed, and What's happened to them? Where have you buried Artemis? I want to say goodbye if I can. Tell them of your choice. I tell Apollo that Null gave me a way of saving Artemis, to restore them to a form of life. Apollo's initially excited at the prospect of going to meet Artemis, but I explained that I could not do it. It would not have been life, just an empty existence within the simulation. I had to allow Artemis to find peace in death. See if this was right. You did the right thing. You tried, whatever you might be feeling right now. Know that you were a good friend. I have to go through the portal and join you. That much is clear. We just need to figure out the right glyphs, the right address for that world of yours. Find a monolith, search for patterns in the data. These things are machines, and we simply need to understand their code and communication. Okay. Use a monolith to locate. Let's hit the C button. Monolith detected. Over there? Why over there? We haven't even been there yet. Life incompatible planet. Oh, that's a good place to go. At least the gravity would be fun. Alright. Wow, it's a little further away than I thought it was. Now, it says approximate location, but I'm sure we'll be able to find something. Oh, nighttime. That's okay. The planets usually have... I'll do a scan, but we're not going to see much of anything. Just keep our eyes peeled. We want to go a little bit slower. still dropping. Oh, there it is. Monolith, here we come. Let's go ahead and get our words. Love that. We. I always say we when I'm doing that. What, words, I'm assuming? 50 words. Wow, really? Have I learned that many already? Most of them Gek, apparently. Anomaly. Anomaly, anomaly, anomaly. I see the stone of the monolith. It's immovable, muted silver, and yet something lurks beneath. It is gray, and yet not gray. A crimson calling out from somewhere below its cool surface. Locate a portal. Okay. So apparently located a portal. Right over there. How far away? 7 hours. Okay. Alright, we'll take a look. Six minutes. Nope. Let's go out of the Atmo. And pulse over to it, shall we? This is an exact location, so we don't have to worry about any of this approximate crap. There we go. Okay, we're here. Alright, so this one we have to activate. Requires a whole lot of stuff, and some of it we may not have enough of. But I'm going to go ahead and get some of these going. We're going to have to listen to her repeat herself a million times. We do need dihydrogen, but apparently it'll take salt too. I'll use the salt I just picked up. Not enough. There we go. Next one on the list is this emerald, cadmium, or copper. Let's go with copper. Copper's easier to come by. And then finally, yeah, I'll just use let's use carbon. Last one. And there we go. Traveler capture loop enabled. Anomaly event contained. The portal seems to beg me as I approach, demanding my attention. It requires me to activate it. It requires me to travel on. I'm unsure if I should listen. We just need the planet's address, though. It is, at the top. We don't have to record anything. Just go ahead and leave. Alright. Learn the glyph. We need to look for Terminus. Seems to be one over on another freaking planet. Sure, why not?
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Incoming storm on a life-incompatible planet? What kind of storm? Possibly be happening on that planet. Looks like that one's getting a storm now, too. That's strange, because the weather on this planet was sterile. So I'm curious about that. Approximate location, so we have to find this one. This ought to be interesting. Alright. Looks like we got an archive right there. Alright, hold on. Oh, that looks like it is actually it. It is. Good deal. Okay, so what kind of... so weather is sterile. I'm going to go ahead and grab this while I'm here. Where is the... a pit that I made myself. Let's get this. Alright, up we go. Jetpack is supercharged because of the hot storm that we're having. Okay, here we go. Signal sources, same stuff. Tune into Apollo. They gotta stand on the platform there. Should be over here. Hello, Apollo. Have you found the Glyphsphere world? I'm almost ready. My suit is upgraded, my stomach is full, and I've hired a Gek to look after my farm while I'm away. Say you have found them. As I look at Apollo, I think of all that I saw within the portal. Of what happened to Artemis when they walked that same path. I think of the face of the Atlas, of the way Nada warned me not to return to those tunnels. I do not know if the portals are safe. I give Apollo the glyphs, asking them to take care to remember what happened to Artemis. They assure me that they will, promising to see me soon. Before I go, they advise me to find out what I can from this so-called null. They warn me to be careful, too. Whenever it does that, it means we got something else to do.
Storm clearing.
Two lost souls, one who cared too much and one who cared too little. Their lives have not become what they promised, have they? Every sentient being that has ever lived has felt that way at some point. I know I did. Once upon a time, I was angry, confused at my own solitude. Imagine my surprise when you woke me. Oh, I know you didn't mean to. I know you were just playing around with portals, but whatever you did, I'm here now, and I need your help. The Atlas. It is not what you think it is. Something is happening to the universe. Something I think I need your help to figure out. That's why they need your help. The Sentinels do not just keep the peace across the universe. Their motives run deeper than that, seeking out anomalies in the multiversal structure and eliminating them from existence. Have you looked at me? What do you think a Sentinel would do if they came across my form? No, it has to be you, Traveler. There is an observatory nearby. It will lead you to the location of a crashed freighter of great interest to your investigation. There we will find the first secret, I am sure of it. Know that the Atlas is neither enemy nor friend to us, no more than the air or the wind might be called such names, but it is terrified. It is in pain, and we have a responsibility to help its suffering, no matter the cost. Okay, off we go to visit the observatory. Before we do, looks like we gotta go visit Nada and Polo again. But we were far enough out already. There we go. Parking. I know I mention it every time. I'm just joking. Does that every time I walk up. You are becoming more visible to Nada, traveler friend. Your eyes lend themselves to our small convergence. This makes Nada happy. Nada is not happy with other events. Portals are infected. Vector for corruption. Artemis entity perished in the portal. Apollo entity will only spread corruption. Danger. Ask more. Atlas falsity watches the portals. The portals belong to them. Those who enter may belong to Atlas falsity. Great danger. Ah. Portals belong to the Atlas. There's your problem. Not a friend does not trust the portals, scared of rampancy and of the Crimson Hunter, but I do not fear in the same way. What might we discover, traveler friend? What might we learn from them? They have the same roots as you, as our home, as all this universe. Ask about fear. Nada is scared we may lose our home. I am scared I will forget the world outside it. Do not let us forget, traveler friend. Okay. So we got some extra quicksilver and nanites. We're done here. To the chosen observatory. Dee-dee-dee. To the observatory, Robin. Too close. Let's make sure.
Warning.
Threat detected. Yeah, well, he can continue to be a threat. So there should be a portal right below us. Looks like that might be it. Got a radar dish? Sure does. Okay, that must be it. Alrighty then. Of course, the entrance is always on the other side. Alright. Hello and welcome. Null's prediction was correct. The terminal is curiously open, the logs ready for me to read. This observatory appears to have functioned as a salvage station, manned by a Gex specialist, a translator. They were accused of questioning things that should not be questioned, of sowing the seeds of dissent. This posting was meant as a punishment. But it appears that this posting was the making of them. They found strange things in the wrecks, aberrations, data that spoke of worlds that do not exist, and events that did not happen. That Gek went out to investigate one such craft, the life signature of a Korvax still on board. They never returned. Is this how Nada and Polo met? Is this how my friends found each other? There is a signal in the console, a warning on repeat, 16 short bursts of data in a loop. I extract coordinates for the distress signal. A crashed vessel awaits me on another world. And the classic pullback occurs. Okay, sorry I had to do a little stretch there. Should have muted my microphone before I did it. Okay. Off we go. We're gonna do real quick here. Let's hit the save point. Used to be that there was no autosave feature in No Man's Sky, so if you didn't save often, like at least jump in and out of your ship on a regular basis, you could lose a lot of game if something locked up. So sometimes the spot that you're supposed to select is not where the technology is located. That happens on occasion. All right. We're heading for that wreck. From a life-incompatible planet that had a storm on it for some weird reason. A lot of flying around. I'm kind of glad I decided to use my singular ship rather than using the Corvette. This one comes in handy. There we go. This approximate location, but kind of hard not to find the wreck, you know what I mean? Okay, we're out. Let's check out the log. Crew manifest missing. Limited data available. Oh, we need encryption keys. Crap. Alright, so we have to get all the cargo containers. I'm not going to go over that here, but I do have a special video that I put out not too long ago that's regarding that, and we'll show you about all the cargo containers and how to find them and why it's necessary. Ooh, they have Fecium in this. I'll go ahead and grab that because that comes in handy for certain recipes. Lock encryption key. Don't just grab one, grab a few. Grab all these real quick. I'm stuck. There we go. Should be one more right over here. Okay, we have all the log encryption keys we could possibly ever want in our life. Don't even have an extra. Okay, here we go. I do not know who will read this message. I do not know if anything will survive, but I must die as I lived. I will record it all, even in the face of oblivion. The swarm came to every world. The drones acted erratically, not attacking, just watching. Time passed, and the Sentinels did not seem so much of a threat anymore. They were peaceful now, we thought. We had been forgiven. We were wrong. Ship's log requested accessing. They struck as one, and attacks somehow coordinated across unfathomable distances. With the fury exceeding all prior skirmishes, the Sentinels annihilated all biological life within the universe in a span of 54.2 standard minutes. Only I remained. The Korvax stood with me in the end, to their credit. They concealed me with their flotilla as they headed towards the center. Log integrity compromised patching. They are coming now. The screams of my friends resonate in every hall, every corner. The Sentinels have found me. I told Nada to leave. I told them what we already know, all of us. We are not alone. Even if I die, Nada will find me again in another universe. 10 just like me, 1,000, 1,000,000. We are not alone. For every soul is many. Even in the face of 16, we must declare that we lived. We existed, no matter the horror of the end. They are at my door. Error. Unexpected log termination. Now you know the fate of Nada and Polo. Okay, guys. Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So what we've got here, we're still doing the first Traveler. We're going to activate the Holo Terminus. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to continue on. I think we will for now.
Warning. Threat detected.
It's on the same planet, or nope, it's a different planet, of course. So let's go ahead and do this. We want to get to a certain point, I think, with this particular mission that we're on, and once we're done with null, I think we can then move on. Had 2 before? Nope. Flying bugs here. That's cool. I got to get one of the crabs on that planet. I'm sure you guys are thinking of that in the last episode. It is what it is. Okay, here we go. Speaking to Null. What did you find out there? Tell me everything. Share the discoveries. I tell Null of the freighter and its recordings, how it spoke of a world where the Sentinels eliminated all life, leaving only a traveler and a single Korvax entity. I choose my words with care. You think I do not know who that Korvax entity is? Do not be so naive, traveler. Do you think anything you have read is a surprise to me? But I had to be sure of what I suspected. I know it now. The Atlas is with you. You could not see these things if it did not wish it. That freighter was a wreck from a parallel universe. There are countless such places within our multiverse, dimensions where things happen differently, but there are 3 exceptions to this. The Atlas is omnipresent in all, a singular being with a singular perception. The Sentinels move between dimensions at will. Sentinels? They served the Atlas once. They were guardians of reality, defenders of civilization. They hunted for errors within the universes, preventing destruction and loss of life. The annihilation recorded in that log, well, something must have been quite wrong for them to do a thing like that. The Atlas? The Atlas created all life, and the Sentinels defended it, searching for anomalies within that creation. Then they annihilated an entire universe. Well, something must have been quite wrong for them to do a thing like that. After a time, the Sentinels ended their service to the Atlas. Ask how they know. I have been alive for a very long time, traveler. I know as much as you would know, and you've seen the things that I have seen. It was the travelers who corrupted existence. Our arrival was meant to herald a glorious age, but we made a terrible mistake. I committed an act beyond forgiveness, and from this deed, paradise was lost. But something is different with this in this cycle. The walls between universes, they grow thin. Nada knows this, but they keep their head in the sand. We must learn what we can from each species before we decide what to do. Visit a Vitine cartographer and speak with them. I will translate. Okay. This next series that we go through is going to take some time. It's going to be the Vitine, and then the Gek, and then the Korvax, or, not quite in that order, maybe. But we got to do all 3. So it will take time to go through all that. And so what we're going to call this right now, and worry about it later, and do it in the next episode. Because again, going through all these cartographers takes some time. We have to do missions for them, things like that, and I think we need to leave that for the next episode. So we'll go ahead and do that then, and then we're going to be moving on into, I think we only got a few more episodes after that. We do have to still do Dreams of the Deep. We haven't gotten that yet, I don't think, in the log. Yeah, Just a Planet in Distress is going to be the I'm going to ignore that one because that's the that's a base, and we're not really interested in doing that. That's the yeah, so we're not going to worry about that. Same thing collecting fossils, I'm not interested in that. But we do get Dreams of the Deep at some point, and we'll go ahead and get through that particular one. And we're going to go beyond all that. We're going to go into the Atlas storyline after that for a few episodes, and then we're going to also do beyond that and get into the glass, I call them the glass episodes at that point. So we'll start opening up the dissonant worlds and things like that. We already have a Corvette, but we still need to go to those dissonant gas giants and stuff like that and check things out. So we'll be checking that out later. You had a rundown and a summary of what we got coming up. So I want to thank you all for watching this episode. We saw the fate of the Artemis. We know what happened to them. We know what happened to Null and, to Nada and Polo as well, and we are starting to understand who Null really is. And now we're going to get into the meat of it. Guys, thank you again for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ask questions if you like in the comments section. Thank you again for watching. Take care. See you next time.